Yeah, let's move you into today, Craig. Racing today on the Lakeside track at Sandown. You kick off with Chart Buster in a small field. Just run down late last time out. Can you get the job done today?
Well, he did debut in a listed race, so it meant that to me that the stable's got a big opinion of the horse. The fact that he went straight to a stakes race first time out. His next start, I didn't ride him, Mark did, but he did play up a little bit the gate. So I'd like him to see if he's really come on and matured a little bit. So I think I know a lot more about him, having my first ride on him and how his mannerisms are. But no doubt on his two performances, he'd be one of the main chances in this small but competitive race.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be tactical. How positive will you be?
I'd like to be positive, but again, it will depend on how he begins from the gates and whether or not he's got his racing mind on or he's got his young kids' mind on. So we'll wait and see.
Okay, on to the second Golden Gorge for you here for Robert Hickmott. Draws really nicely in his place in the last couple at Pakenham and Sandown. What about today?
I've done a bit of work on this horse. He's one of David Price or Price Bloodstock. So I've done a lot of work on him before he debuted and went and won at Bendigo. I actually tried him on the Tuesday beforehand. So I've never actually race ridden him, but his only disappointing run on paper would be his second up run when he still only got beaten 4.5 lengths, but he pulled up with a health issue. He also has the blinkers on today, so they were disappointing with his performance last time. And I was accepted to ride him last week, and then we found ourselves on him this week. So the trainer is now happy to send the horse to the races, so I'll be guided by him. And on his best form, then he would be the horse to beat.
Absolutely. On to the third. You've got Translator fresh up for Nigel Blackiston. Expectations here?
Yes, I did ride him in a 3-year-old open handicap back in the spring. I said he's got a beautiful action. He's got nice ability. He's going to be a nice horse, but it wasn't going to be that preparation.
Yeah.
He then came out and ran second to Atame, and then he also went and ran fourth in the Geelong Derby trial, or the Geelong Classic, as it's called, and then went on to into the Derby and then was spelled. So he's a nice quality horse. He had a good, tough grounding last preparation. So I'm really excited to see him back and as a gelding this preparation. But on what I've felt of him back in the spring and expect the natural improvement to come on, and the gelding would be a benefit, which it is for most males. So I would say that I'm really looking forward to riding him today to seeing how he has progressed.
Exactly. Be interesting to just assess him as well. On to the fourth, you got Excused, third last time out. You were aboard that day as well. What did you make of the effort?
I rode her in most of her preparation, and when she first debuted, and we were successful at this course over 1,000 metres, she then was rested a slight bit, brought back, and for her to run second in a Group 2, it just shows the quality of horse that she is. She also has the blinkers. She's second up today after a first up run, which was very good. She wasn't beaten far and was very solid, but it felt that she's a little bit on and off. This is a softer race, but nevertheless, it's still a good race because there's not many options for these 3-year-old fillies unless they're in a stakes race or in these benchmark 70s midweek. So even though she's run second in Group 2, it's a very good race, but on her best, she'll be too good for these.
Yeah, so it was a $500,000 race. How much of a drop back do you see it being?
Well, from a Group 2, it's a long way back. So Matt Laurie's horse was in to run on Saturday, would have been a main chance. It'd be a chance today. And there's one other that I thought you ran into a pretty tough one in a benchmark 70. But like I said, there's not many options for him. I think the top two in the market are very good.
Yeah.
Done by me, who's also second up and was very good at that Mornington standalone Saturday meeting.
Okay, Viral should ride in race 5, second at Moonee Valley last time out. Did you think he was going to actually get up and win that day?
I didn't have any favours in the run from a wide draw. He really never had cover, and I had to trust him. He had the same weight, 61 kilos. And then I got on the back of Michael Walker's horse, and I thought, if I don't have a rest now, I'm going to be just doing too much. So I waited, and then Michael's took me into the race, but not quite enough.
Yeah.
And I had to get on my, pardon the pun, get on my horse and get after the eventual winner. And I thought the performance was excellent. Noting that the horses had 5 runs at the 1,300, that was 1,200, and never ran the top 3, but did feel like the 1,300 would be no issue. But on the horse's history, I hope I'm right and the history is wrong.
Exactly. Special alert, she ride in race 6. What can you tell us here?
She was placed in a Perth Derby back 3 years ago. She's come across and she's ran. She's a little bit in and out. She's a little bit grumpy and high tension. And with the new part of the protocols, they don't wear earmuffs, so she's not going to be as dull. So she's going to give me a bit of an effort
Yeah.
So her first up run was good. She actually nearly fell entering the straight. She still stayed on, was beaten only 2 lengths. And over on her best form, she'll give this race a bit of a shake, but she's a little bit in and out. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get her on her best day rather than a grumpy day.
What's the reason for the protocol change? Is it because they just don't want the contact with the horse, or what's the go there? What's the change?
Again, we've just been getting a lot of policies and biosecurity sent our way that we have to adhere to. One of them was that that the earmuffs cannot go to. They can be paraded, but the staff member with that horse is responsible to take the earmuffs off prior to. So we joked in the jockeys room, hopefully it was only a joke, to say we'll survive coronavirus and got killed by a horse because the safety measures. So again, we are very grateful for the industry being able to implement procedures and biosecurity that we are still able to race. So whatever they're doing the right thing. So we're just trying our best to follow those biosecurities, and that is sustaining our industry here in Australia. So it's something that we must do, whether we like it or not, or joke about it. They're things that we have to do. Otherwise, my wife told me 2 weeks at home, it's divorce.
We'll try and avoid that. Onto the last 2 rides, Craig, and you're on Jenkins, really tough barrier draw. What do you do to combat that in your last ride?
He's just been purchased by the new owners, Regal Syndications, and the new trainer. And I rode him on debut. We tried to put him a bit closer, and his run was only plain to look at, but it felt much better than what it looked. I expected bigger improvement from him, but just being aware, by that time of the day we'll have a better understanding. But when we are racing at Sandown, Lakeside, and the rail is true, it is usually very hard to make ground. Now that they've got small reduced fields with probably less pressure, it probably even makes it harder. His run style would be that he'll be getting back. So be really wary about any horses that you follow today about how the track is playing. There is some rain overnight, so we're in the soft rain. So maybe that will offset that a little bit, but be very mindful of where you want to be in the race by how the races are ran today at Sandown.